Today, friends, welcome to Forza Motorsport. A new generation is here and a new motorsport is required. This game has been all over the place. So let's see exactly what they've been doing for the last 5 years. I am super curious. The crazy reflections, the weird kind of all over the place car models. Either way, oh, that launch sounds so incredible. It's time, friends. Oh, we're starting in Maple Valley. The tracks look so cool. Now, I'm playing on PC today, so you're going to see it in...
Maple Valley is the perfect track to put the new Corvette E-Ray through its paces.
Oh.
It's not a race. You won't be alone out there,
Oh.
so keep an eye out for traffic.
I will hit as many things as I possibly can. Big shout out to Xbox for giving me early access to the game. Thank you, thank you. And giving me access to the Steam version, which I was not expecting.
When it's blue, be on the gas.
Okay,
When it's red,
I turned that off. It seems like for the first race, it just kind of ignores your settings a little bit, but that's absolutely fine. Now, what I'm going to say is straight away the handling feels much heavier, and I am all for it. That feels nice. I feel like the FOV is a little bit close on the cockpit view, but hey, surely we can adjust it. Forza's pretty good with those settings. That sound is so loud. I think it's a little bit weird. There's definitely more understeer than ever with the cars. They definitely feel like you're driving a Bugatti straight away, but even heavier than normal. Move! There's definitely changes to Forza Motorsport. It's actually been a long time, but I can definitely tell they've re-added more understeering. They've added the weight of the cars. Everything feels a little bit chunkier. Move! Wait, everyone just disappeared.
That's just a typical practice session with light traffic.
Okay.
Now let's see what the final laps of an endurance race is like against a full field of competition. Next stop, Hakone, Japan.
Take me to Japan, baby. Give me something that's speedy and fast, like this Cadillac, for example. Now, one thing that jumped out to me right at the start that I was doing benchmarks, that was my first view of what the game looks like. And my lord, the ray tracing on the track is
Plenty of laps behind
insane.
us and only a couple more to go. Just one last pit stop for fresh tires, and you'll be in a great position for the final push.
They just want to show that. They want to show it, don't they? Yes, they do. I hope that car's off. Here we go.
Track is
That's
cleared
it.
to
They
left.
know what they're
Get on.
doing. So the difference between... Oh my goodness. The difference between this and Gran Turismo is that ray tracing is enabled pretty much everywhere, like all the time. It's a little bit varied depending on the system you're playing on. That understeer is everywhere. I don't know if it's actually majorly different or if it's more to do with the sense of speed feeling a little bit more reduced. I do put my motion blur on all the way full all the time, but hey, overall, the camera shake helps a little bit. You can see the effect of the red and the blue from the big overhanging buildings and such laying onto the track. The track's not super wet, but you can still notice it, and that is awesome. Gran Turismo does not do that. At least it does it, but in photo mode. Ray tracing's only enabled in photo mode, and to not this extent. This is had the time to bake it in. And of course, I'm playing on PC, so this is much better than you would experience on that of an Xbox. I'm not on the highest, newest end hardware, but I went full beans with that. I needed to get it done. And that's pretty telling in the sense of speed that they definitely are trying to go more for a Gran Turismo-esque style. Gran Turismo's always had a really terrible sense of speed, and ultimately this is much more similar to that than, say, Horizon has been, or even Motorsport has been recently. From experience, like from memory, they're going for a much more real feel with this game, which would make sense considering the popularity of Horizon kind of has the fun side base covered. Oh, hello! You suck! You suck, sir! Woo! Let's get it! Let's go!
Great race.
Thank you.
Terrific driving.
Thank you, thank you. It's extremely hard to match a Horizon intro having a track racing game, but props, they did a good job of showing us some of the new stuff. So welcome, friends. This is the main menu for Forza Motorsport, and your first look at how the game looks. Now, from what I've seen pictures of and stuff, the game is very hit or miss visually. I think a lot of it just looks awesome. Like, a lot of it looks really, really awesome, but we know some of the old car models plagued within the game. They've done a really good job of depth of field on this too. I want to call that out. But I'm going to be critical. I'm going to tell you how it is.
Ready to begin your motorsport journey?
Absolutely. So what I did from the go is I put the car detail all the way up. Most of this game is running on Ultra right now, and I'm showing the menus definitely. So you can choose a male or female body type. Let's go with the male. No, female. And then you get to pick a suit. Let's go for something fun, and let's get started on our career.
From the showroom floor to the winner's circle is the culmination of 1,000 little decisions. Every part, every detail, all carefully chosen by great builders who know what it takes
to
push
this is
a
looking
car
good.
past
The car model's
its
looking
perceived
good.
limitations,
The new one.
to find that extra tenth of a second, and in the process, create something that is a unique extension of themselves.
It's very hit or miss with the reflections. Sometimes it's
Your
too
car's journey
aggressive.
begins here. To become a Builders' Cup champion, you'll need to outsmart and outbuild your opponents.
All right.
For our first series, we have a few cars for you
Yes.
to choose from. Each is a great starting point for you to build, so pick the one that speaks to you.
They all kind of speak to me. So Forza starting with somewhat sensible starter cars. I say somewhat, you know, today's age, you're walking out and spending what? Okay, America. Okay, it's America. I was gonna say it's like, what, 50 grand for a Mustang at this point. I think this is looking better than I've seen on anyone else's previews. Generally because I'm playing it myself, but a lot of people uploading 1080p. There's definitely jaggy still everywhere, which is pretty odd considering that, again, I'm in a showroom situation. This should be like max to the wall frames, which is locked to 60 anyway. Anyway, the reason I'm talking about graphics so much, and I personally don't really care, the whole ground up thing seems to mostly be for the tracks. The cars we know. So this is where you set the difficulty from the go. They're just throwing it in there so you can choose if the driver tiles are faster or slower, and basically choosing this, which is your rule set. Maybe driver tiles, let's see, if they can go to 8, let's try 4. And I'm not really into the crazy motorsport side of things, so I'm gonna go for the club rules. Oh, Grand Oak Raceway Club Circuit. The lighting on the environments looks sick. The lighting on the new cars,
I've set a target
newer
lap
car
time. If you
models.
struggle to achieve the lap time, consider changing the difficulty settings before the race.
All right,
Now let's get after
I'll
it.
do my best. So I set my settings at the beginning. It's just fully changed them back. So wait till you get in the game before you change settings, okay? Now, from what I do know, there is a new setting, which is the steering wheel option. So the car-specific steering wheel tuning, that's pretty nice to have. Other than that, it's Forza. Let's get it. Hey, fist bump. Hey, bro. Let's go. We're gonna do a race, bro. Get that Mustang going. What was that steering? Are you insane? You're in a Mustang. Didn't you know? So it seems like you have to do practice. Some people are really going to enjoy this. Some people are going to absolutely hate this. I feel like I'm wasting time. Like, I want to just get straight in. You might be able to not choose it. I don't actually. We'll find out. But like practice, I would just put me at the back. To be honest with you, I want to just jump straight in. But if it's an option, that's good. Here we go, baby. Getting started. I've got to say, it looks better than... Oh my goodness. It looks better than I initially thought. When I saw videos and stuff, it looks a little bit flat. And I feel like Gran Turismo does the same kind of thing. Gran Turismo in videos could honestly sometimes look not much different than the PS3 versions of the game. But it's the way that how the lighting's actually performing. You can see the kind of mist along the roads, giving that extra little bit of detail. And the problem is, a lot of footage that comes from the Xbox ends up being either really washed out or really, really dark. The handling feels familiar, but at the same time, different. Because in Horizon, that would just kick out and I would have been sliding. It would have been beautiful. It's definitely something I'm going to have to get used to. The cars kind of rotate quite a bit differently. Now, as I drive, I'm leveling up my car, getting car points, and that is, once again, the elephant in the room of this, in that, yes, we, my friends, will have to upgrade all of our cars using car points. Oh, I did it. Oh, that's cool. You see them coming out from the pit. Did you not check? You chose the worst time to come out. You trying to block me? Get the freak out the way. I will block you. Piss. That's gone very well. So it is forcing me to do all of the laps, which is, again, quite quite interesting. I wasn't expecting to have to, but again, it could be just like the early view of the game and how it plays, and then I might be able to turn that off later or just skip it completely. There's got to be a better run. Oh, hell yes!
Required practice laps complete.
Thank you.
Great work. Feel free
Finish.
to...
Now it's time to race.
I'm ready. That Supra is looking a little bit weird. I hate that matte paint. It looks disgraceful. All right, here we go then. This is our first actual race in the game. And there's a lot of cars on track. That's something I really do like. The Mini GP, the LC.
Field today for this first event. Plenty of time to size up the competition before race starts.
Okay, so I can actually just go through the cars and see what's going on. There you go, the LC. That's looking a bit weird, isn't it? And the Mini GP. Okay, that's looking a lot better. The lighting is very hit or miss, not even just on old cars and new cars, but I think just it's dependent on, I don't know, it's just dependent on the car ultimately. All right, here we go. Frame rate is likely going to suffer here if we look behind. Oh, no, it's not doing bad. It's pretty well optimized. I need to change that FOV. Custom camera FOV. Let's freaking go. 65. Fine. Oh, yeah, there we go. That's so much better. So grateful they add stuff like that in there. The mirrors are looking pretty good too. The rear view, I can definitely feel AMD FSR kicking in there, but hey, it's a rear view bloody mirror. You only need to kind of roughly see where people are. Get this thing to rotate. I'm driving like a Horizon player. That's what I'm doing. Slidey Mustang must be slid, but I must say I'm really, really proud of the fact that they've done a really good job at kind of making it so it doesn't just slide out just like that, because something that Forzas always tend to have done is get the car to slide pretty damn quickly, break traction much quicker than an actual car would. So they toned it down to a little bit more of a realistic feel now. It's what I'm getting from my initial driving here. What I'm feeling at the moment is the leveling up of the cars. So it is based on your driving and segments. So probably how quick you're driving through the segments. Obviously, I'm using a controller right here, so can only be so gentle with everything, but usually the segment score is going up. It does feel a bit weird in that I'm not actually doing anything. I don't really know how I can vary the score that much. Like, I get it, the better the drive, the better to the line possibly, the more points I'll get, but I feel like the points don't actually make that much difference between them. And leveling up my car, I don't know, if I want to bin this off as soon as I want, as soon as I can, the Forza brain is taking over. No! No! Alright, that was a good spin. Now I got a 1 on the segments. Okay, I'll rewind. I completely forgot. And just like that, level 4. And we are crossing the line. Beautiful. I gained 3 positions, and I'm pretty happy with that. The AI was definitely an improvement over the previous. They're still naming them based as like drivatars, so I'm assuming they're still drivatars. I remember hearing that they were getting rid of them, but I guess that's not exactly the case. But yeah, this position of difficulty, I had a big gap between me in the front and a big gap behind me, so I felt a little bit stranded. Once I get more used to the handling, I think we'll do better. Oh, it's points based. So this is event 1 of 3. Well, 2 more to go. I didn't get podium. You don't show the podium if I didn't get... I'm kidding. Cry more. I got beat by a bloody Fox. No, okay, now I'm gonna cry. So this is the type of situation where I think the lighting looks a little bit weird. We'll get into the customization side of things, but
As our car levels up, we'll unlock new parts.
wow, I unlocked new rims and tires and sway bars. To be fair, tires would be a good shout. So welcome to the new customization. Wait, this is the actual customization screen. I thought it was like black. Okay, it looks a little bit better than it did on the preview. So it's forcing a quick upgrade on me.
All right. Now that we have
which I guess for new players is cool. It would be really nice to see an option to skip tutorials completely. Maybe even just come back to them in the future, because I've played the Forza game. There should be an option. Have you played Forza before? Yes. Okay. No tutorials. Like, it's forcing me to leave. I want to see what's in here.
That build looks good. Let's head to Mugello.
Okay. Wait, haha, I'm in here. So what we've got is exhaust air filter that costs 100 points. I've got none. All right, there's the customization prints. Whoa! Did I just do that? There's no way. I had my throttle held down, but maybe... What the hell am I doing? I'm a maniac. So it does seem so far that you may have to do the practice every single time. I'm not off track. Shut the hell up. That's what I thought. First lap, I have done it. Definitely. Beautiful. Hit the target. Your boy not only did podium, he did P2. Not quite the P1 that you expected, but I skipped it. I didn't mean to skip that. I wanted to skip him. I wanted to see me. One left in this series, which I'm assuming is like an introduction, and then we can get a better idea of how this game plays, right? So I've just installed a new part. I actually, first off, went into the filter and upgraded that. And you can see your available points at the top. Now, the system overall, I don't hate it. I really don't hate it. I think it's a nice system, nice upgrades. You over time upgrade your car, and that's something that's really appreciated because in Forza normally you just throw money and you're done. But if I was to buy another one in the exact same car, I would have to do the same upgrade process again for that same car. That doesn't really make sense. I feel like if I buy another one, I should have all the parts available from the go in case I want multiple variants of it, like a drift one and a race one. Or maybe do it per manufacturer or country or something. Like, I'm grateful for progression. So grateful. Probably more than anyone else. But this might be a step too far. I'm not excited about upgrading all these cars. Like, I've already done it before. If it was fresh and new, all complete new cars, then maybe it'd be a bit different. But I've used these cars a million times before and slapped on the best parts a million times before. So next up, this is the risk versus reward system. So you can choose your position and gain basically more money. Oh, it actually gives you a predicted finish place too. I'm gonna go last place. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. Give me a challenge, okay? The start is so important. If I can just fly up the side of them, we can get it done. Here we go. Yes! Beats! Oh, number one. Oh, number two. Number three, you all suck. Clearly, when you change the camera, sometimes it does this whoosh, 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 whoosh. It's like those TikTok edits. That's so sick. Please, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Ah, that's right. That's right. No penalty. You suck. Goodbye. Oh, bit of a problem. Bit of an accident. Look out there. 5th place was where I thought I was going to be. Nah. I'm already up a place, mate. You stay behind. Let's get it. Oh. Closer. Whoa! You come on! Fuck off! Get off the... Another one! Hey! I am not being beaten by a pissing Vauxhall. Oh! It is a little bit weird how the practice is literally the same length as the normal run. You'd think the practice would be shorter, right? And obviously the practice seems to be a sort of qualifier, and you can completely bypass it by forcing yourself into last place. So surely if I just accept last place, I could skip. It's just something on my mind. I feel like the game's gonna change completely, get so much more interesting. God, this thing sounds like it's broken. Once we complete this first Builders Cup. Here we go! Stay behind me, peasants! You thought the game thought I was gonna be 5th place. Look at him! He's done it!
Finish strong.
I'm gonna! Something else I want to compliment that does a little bit better than Gran Turismo. The interiors rendered on 3rd person are so much better. I don't know what it is with Gran Turismo, but it puts these really, really low poly interiors on, and you can tell it looks odd sometimes. But on this, they've even got like light reflections on the interior as you pass through. Like they've done a cracking job here. Like overall, the interiors don't look better than Gran Turismo, but from a distance, they do. Because Gran Turismos are so good that they despawn them. And across the line, 1st place, my first podium, and the upgrades were done by me. The positioning was done by me. We finished P1, she just said. We? There's no we in it. It's I. Right. Come on. Yep. Don't care. Move it along. That's me. Let's go. So let's see how the game changes it up now. Is there going to be anything slightly different?
We just earned our first Builders Cup trophy.
Yep.
Not a bad way to start our collection.
Yep. We're getting a lot of parts here. This actually pretty quick to unlock these upgrades, which is nice. But I remember them saying it takes like, what, 3 hours? Oh, I'm unlocking the categories, and then I have to... what the frick? Why am I... What the heck? Oh, my goodness. I'm getting given all this stuff. Wait, I got the Subaru. I'm glad I didn't pick it. Oh, we got the Chevy. Another one. And... What the... What the? Forza Horizon? Oh, my God. What? Bloody Nora! All right, here are the cars for sale. I'm pretty sure there's probably a few new ones, but a lot of them are returning, obviously. Less cars than Horizon at launch, which is interesting. I think Horizon had over 500, right? But either way, 500 cars is a heck of a lot, and you know your favorites are probably actually still gonna be here. Here's my LC in Forza Vista. Hello. No, let me walk over there, please. I can't turn the camera. It would be cool if you could just walk around you and you could place and you could see your cars being worked on in the distance and stuff. I like this. So there you go. Big old 5-liter V8. Big old beautiful Lexus. Got the black interior. Thankfully not brown. Gran Turismo. And the best boot you've ever seen. So on the main menu, you've got what's new, race, cars, driver. So what it seems like is it's really set up to keep adding content, a la Forza Horizon. Horizon's been doing pretty good at that recently. If you jump to the career mode, you got the introduction and the builder's cup. Now they keep saying they're gonna add to this over time, so there's gonna be more and more available. So what it seems like, and I know this is gonna sound really weird, okay? The Crew Motorfest kind of has the Forza formula beaten in a way of every time you jump in the game, there's going to be new stuff to play. That's not always the case with Horizon. They just kind of throw cars and throw cars and throw cars. And I feel like they understand that throwing cars all the time now is not the best option. And so with Motorsport, they're adding races. There's no point just keep chucking cars and there's no races for them. Gran Turismo. Because quite honestly, this is looking a little bit limited initially. I guess some of these actually have okay, they have a lot of races. But I don't know. It's a little bit odd. I'm not super excited to jump into anything here. Like there's some races that might be a little bit more interesting. For example, unlock... Oh, I gotta finish JDM Legend. I gotta finish that. Unlocking things and it's incredible. Wait. Oh man, you've got to do it in the way they want. I'm not sure. I want to do this, but I've got to do this first. Okay, now why are we gone from faster to now hatchback? I don't quite get that. Oh, yes. So this is what it would be like to jump into another campaign race after you've completed the original introduction one. So that's what I want to see ultimately. Do we still have to do the practice and do we just jump in and race? And that's like the game. At this point, is that the game? Because I'm going to be honest, like, I get it.
Most days here, there's a sound limit of 92 decibels.
Yeah, so I've got the practice. If I click on here, yeah. I've got to do the practice. I don't know, man. It's like I'm not disliking it. I think I'm enjoying it more than I expected to. I already feel like I've done it. There's these cars. I've driven them before. I've got them in for. I think Motorsport's in a really complicated situation in that Horizon just kind of does everything it does better, of course, other than now the Motorsport. So they're going more extreme to the Motorsport side of things. But in general, Forza Horizon or Motorsport has an incredible purpose. Because these are so easy to access through Game Pass and Game Pass being ridiculously popular, they have a point to really show the best of racing games and get people excited. And I just don't know if this game is that. I think I would always still suggest Horizon over this. But granted, they didn't have a Motorsport game out. And hopefully, I'm hoping and praying that this is the game that people are given and you just keep playing this until your eyeballs pop. Until next generation. From the beginning of next generation, I expect this game to still be here and be updated. And if it's not, I just don't think it makes sense. This game is quite... It's missing a lot of elements. In other games, we take for granted. Even in Forza's own games. I feel like I've been thrown into the deep end now to just swim to wherever I want to, but I'm still quite limited. I feel the structure of Gran Turismo's progression was just a little bit more rewarding. But I guess if they add new ones, you might want to check those new cars. It's weird. I think that's how I'm feeling right now. Check out these if you are interested. Smash like, subscribe, and peace.